welcome to the next vidcast from the PGCE Initial School Experience. My name is Robert Morgan, the coordinator, and following feedback it was suggested that these vidcasts are welcomed instead of the text bulletin, so I'll continue to do this. Thank you very much for all your support for our students on their school experience. It does prove extremely fruitful, as shown by the data bulletin that I emailed to you last week, and that suggested that our students were particularly successful in teaching standards 1, 3, 8 in the teaching of synthetic systematic phonics, and also in mathematics. And it's also good to see the encouraging comments that some of you have put on our students' interim reports. Overall, the predicted grade for the entire cohort is that 99% of all our students will get either outstanding or good for their overall final grades, and that is fantastic. And again, I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of the primary department for all the hard work that you've put into supporting our students. There will be a University Professional Development Day, UPD Day, on Friday the 22nd of January, and this is where our students will be leaving you and coming into university. Please make sure that your student knows that they are to leave the school experience placement that one day and are indeed to come to university, and that they should not be requiring to come in and do extra planning or anything like that. It is therefore to be used as part of their school-based training time as part of that entitlement. The UPD Day will be running from 9 o'clock in the morning, where they will be having 2 hours worth of their professional groups. Then from 11 till 12 the students will be invited to select from a range of supporting workshops, most of which are led by partnership schools. We have workshops dealing with the AFL, phonology and early reading, planning, EAL, confidence in teaching physical education, deploying a teaching assistant, and reframing conflict within behaviour management. There also follows a lecture that deals with aspects of TS5, adapting teaching to respond to the needs of children with a focus on pupil premium, and that's going to be delivered by one of our partnership head teachers, Mr. Steve Davis from the Sheerness West Federation. Ensure please that your students are still making progress in their portfolios for teaching standards 5 and 6, and that they are using their targeted intervention plan or rapid accelerated progress plan to make progress towards any of their targets. From your weekly evaluations and the meetings with your students, you are now starting to get an ideal picture of where they are in order to start thinking about the grading process for their final reports. And if I just show you this document, which is the teaching standards, and just to remind you that this being an evidence-based practice, that the students should be filling in some of these grade descriptors against either the outstanding or the good columns, and if they are meeting most of these, not all but most of them, a best fit practice, then they should be getting the grade. So for example, within teaching standard 4, if they've got most of these in the good column, the evidence would suggest therefore that they are indeed graded 2 overall. Please avoid grades that are split 2/3, for example, and always err on the higher grade. Make students happier that way. A key area from the data analysis of the interim grades was that at teaching standard 4 there are still concerns over planning, and please try and steer your student towards their school-based training time to look at how to be better and more efficient at planning. For example, it could be that the student is spending too much time on their planning, and there might be some tips that you can pass on to reduce the planning time. But obviously the important thing there is to focus on the needs of the children, because as the students know, they have to demonstrate the impact that they have made on children's progress, and that obviously starts with the planning and finishes with the assessment cycle. The students should be now liaising with their link tutors for their joint observations, and that should be happening either this week or in the next week. And when you do meet with the link tutor, it's an opportunity for you to liaise and to discuss what you think the final outcome will be for the student, i.e. the final overall grade for the final report, and for you to iron out any difficulties that the student might be having. Finally, my plea is that you keep an eye on your students' mental and physical well-being, and just to remind them of all the supportive services here at the university, for example their personal tutor and the university-based counselling services. If you do wish to speak to me, my telephone number is 0208 331 9688, or you can email me at r.a.morgan@gre.ac.uk. Please have a look at our YouTube channel, which I'll be posting this vidcast, and you will see other videos in order to make sure that the student has a good experience. So once again, thank you very much for your support, and I hope that the remaining couple of weeks will be very fruitful and enjoyable for you and your children.